What's going on, ESGN Nation, and welcome back to another episode of the Highland Scotties Team Builder Dynasty, as we just wrapped up season number 7, and we got a nice win over Clemson, 28-7, as number 2 Clemson went down, and they ended up getting their first loss of the season, and unfortunately could not win the national championship, as Highland has now won the national championship now for the last let's see, this is year 6 of 7 now officially, I believe. So yeah, congratulations to us. And of course, Jasper Reed, new record there for him for QB rating, nice job. And of course, Ramirez, nice receptions record there, NCAA record, nice job. And of course, we'll see some more records here in just a bit. But, you know, obviously Ramirez, Reed, and several others will all be going to the NFL or the CFL or XFL or whatever, or just, you know, just graduating with honors and going on to their future jobs in different fields of life. There you see an individual touchdown pass there. Of course, that's Jasper Reed again. Reed, of course, unfortunately did not win. If I remember correctly, I don't think he won the Heisman this year, or if he did, I don't know. I don't think he did. It was Davison that won the Heisman for us this year. So we couldn't get back-to-back. We got back-to-back Heisman winners, but not the way we wanted it. We ended up having our halfback, who by far Davison just had an explosive year as a halfback. Of course, Godfrey is a guy that was really hoping and pushing for to win the Heisman, but he did win an award, best receiver. And of course, there you see Coach Teddy Bonds right now, longest active winning streak right now at 74 games. And what a career he is having here with this club here in the last 7 seasons, and hopefully he can continue doing so as we go into the 8th year, as McCall gets a nice interceptions career record there for the school. So that's going to be nice, as he has been stacking up interceptions left and right. Another school record there for Godfrey for receptions for a career, 84, held by him, 54. So just 20 more this year that he's added on to his career as the top receptions receiver in Highland school history. So congratulations to him. What other awards have we broken open? We've broken several NCAA records as well. We've seen some of those already, but we're breaking some school records as well, as Godfrey now has 30 receiving touchdowns for his career. He is definitely going to be something. And again, we will see him again in a future series in Madden at some point here. I don't know which one. I don't know if he's going to be in a Madden 24 series that I'm kind of working on behind the scenes, or if he's going to be in Madden 23, which we're still playing here on the main channel, or or somewhere down the line, maybe in Madden 25 next year, when college football returns back to our hands. When the new college football game comes out, of course, the new Madden will be out as well. So we'll see him and several others. So we've grown to love here in this series. At some point down the line here, looks like Davison as well. There you see he beats Kayson's record from a couple of years ago there. But Highland, great job there for them. You see the new top 25 as we're exiting this season. UCF at number 2, Auburn at number 3, Tennessee at number 4, Clemson drops down from 2 to 5, Texas, Michigan, Oklahoma State, LSU, Stanford, Air Force, Army, Florida State, Notre Dame, Ohio State, California, A&M, BYU, Florida Atlantic, Nebraska at entering number 20 here. Washington coming in at number 21, Navy, Oklahoma State drops from 19 to 23, Louisville, and of course Iowa wraps up the top 25 as they finish their season up there with a 9-4 record. They're in the Big Ten. And of course, there will be some changes, as we'll talk more about that later on in this video, because this video, of course, is our off-season video. This is part 1, so it's going to be kind of lengthy, but we'll talk more about the changes that we'll be making in conference, especially in the Big 12, as the Big 12 members decided, and it was kind of a decision by all, and of course, this was a deal amongst bringing the new teams we brought in, and one of them was Boise State. And of course, it was selected by us, by all the members of the Big 12, that Boise State will, they were on a trial period there for us. And for right now, it's just not going to work out for us. And of course, as a changing landscape of NCAA, just like in real life, is happening. Let's take a look at the Heisman Trophy winner this year. That'll be Matt Davison, senior red shirt from Oklahoma. Of course, playing for us for Highland, was #1, finished off #1 this year. There's a huge landscape in NCAA right now when it comes to college football. As over the summer we heard that ACC is going to have new members. They're going to have 3 new members. The Big 12 looks like they're going to have more members. They're going to add the 2 of the 4 corners. Actually, 3 of the 4 corners. Actually, no, all 4 corners actually are joining. Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and Arizona State are all joining the Big 12. So it's just growing bigger, and I think even better than ever before. Of course, next year, Texas and Oklahoma will be going to the SEC, and then you got like Oregon and Washington going to the ACC, along bringing SMU as well. So we got a lot of changes. Now, of course, are we going to make those changes here in this game? Well, we're going to try to do our best when trying to make those changes. And like I said, we'll talk more about that as you'll see here in if not in this video, I think it's the next video. But take a look here. Here's some of all our Americans, and like I said, it is so sad. I get choked up when I see a lot of these players, especially my players, especially leaving and going off to the pros. It's just it's you feel like a proud parent when you see these players' names on the screen, and you're just like, man, I wish they could stick around for another year. But this year, I mean, this is going to be a truly big test for us, because this is going to be a true reload. We're going to have a brand new halfback in the backfield there, because we don't have TJ James in the backfield to back us up anymore. We don't have Reed helping us out anymore. We don't have the backup quarterback, which I forgot his name now. We don't have him. We have Axel Flanagan. Remember, we got him back a couple seasons ago. He is the little brother of Alex Flanagan. He will be making a push or a run or a fight for that top spot to be the quarterback for us for next year, along with another backup that we picked up a couple years ago. So we're going to see a lot of new faces on offense, and especially on defense, as we're going to be losing Graham. Then you see Washington as well. No, these not guys who are leaving. Well, I don't know. Some might be juniors. Might be leaving early. But nonetheless, we're going to be having a lot of new faces on both sides of the ball. And so it's going to be a soft rebuild, go for us. Schedule wise, we're going to try to keep the schedule as tough as we possibly can. We are going to put Clemson. We have agreed with Clemson to play at a neutral site with them for next year, because I always play against whoever I'm playing, and regardless what the bowl game is, if it's if it's for the national championship or not, it doesn't matter. We always play that team as one of the non-conference games that we play, unless it's if it happens to be like if it happens to be somehow somebody within the Big 12 comes in and meets up with us by just because of rankings or whatever happens, something weird happens, then obviously we if they're on our schedule, we already play them already. But yeah, we're gonna put Clemson on the that schedule, the upcoming season here, and the start of season 8, and then of course like I said, we're going to be adding some of the new schools, and the new school that's going to be coming in replacing Boise, because you can only add up to 16 teams in it. And of course, we can't add. I would love to be able to add Colorado to it, but unfortunately, we can't add them into it. So we're going to add. And I went on based off the record of this last season and the statistics and stuff. So Utah made the cut. Utah had a pretty decent season, so we're going to add Utah in there, and then Boise is going to go back to the Mountain West. So you'll see that here later on in I think part 2 of this off season. But you take a look here at the Big 12 players there. You see Reed, Davison, Godfrey, Burns, Ramirez, Taylor, Barnes. I mean, all those guys are going to go bye-bye. They are going to be missed very much. Even Marcus Karev, a junior, there's a good chance he could go pro as well. He's one of our players that we try to go after back in seasons 2 or 3 there. We try to go after him. There you see Miller, Rizzo, Graham, Olson, Contrell. Oh my goodness, just so many great players there, great memories of those guys on either on the defensive line or on wide receivers. Pope, Pope, Sam's gonna be gone, but we'll see. Like I said, for right now, I'm just assuming that they're leaving for right now, because you never know. We'll see here in a bit if which ones are gonna go pro and which ones we have to convince to stick around for another year. But there you see some of the Big 12 second team guys. And of course, Whitworth is one of those top players there we could possibly be running into again next year. And then there you see some other names as well. They're kind of familiar. Some teams we played against. Obviously we play a lot against a lot of these Big 12 teams. But with the schedule, with adding now 16 teams there, we're going to be, obviously we're going to have. I think we play everybody in the North, and then you play everybody in your division, which in this case we're the North Division, so we play everybody there. But I think we swap. I think there's 3. We rotate the South, and so we play 3 teams in the South, and we swap, and we alternate between home and away in that situation. There's Mario King. Wow, I forgot. Wow, he's still with us. Wow, he's been on the team for a while now. McCall. But yeah, we're like I said, we'll see the schedule here. You guys will see the schedule, how that works. But for the most part, I try to make the upcoming conferences as close as I possibly could to real life. Of course, I had an option to make, and then of course I couldn't make that option anymore because you had to have. I think you have to have 2 teams in a conference, consider a conference. So I was going to leave, obviously in real life, the Pac-2 now. Washington State and Oregon State are the remaining teams in the remaining teams in that conference. I was going to, obviously I was going to make one of them be an independent and just one of them stay there. Well, unfortunately, they have to both stay there because you have to have 2 teams for a conference. So it's pretty much independence. They're going to be playing against each other, obviously, but the rest of that schedule they get, it's independent. So, I take that back. Let me look at my notes. Okay, never mind. There's going to be 4 teams in the Pac-12. My bad. Look at my notes here. There's going to be 4 teams. You'll see those 4 here in a bit. So, there you see some of the players that we were going after during the off season. And of course, we got a couple of good battles here. I think Sears we can definitely get. Of course, Michael Westbecker, if you guys remember from our series here on the channel with the Road to Glory series, he's a player there that we decided to bring into this series, and we're gonna try to see if we recruit him. He's a tight end there, and of course, Childs, Davis, Carter, Wade. Wade and Carter might be tough to get, and of course, Jackson, a fullback that we're looking at. Where he's locked us out for now, but we can still put points on him, and we're going to try to do our best to try to convince for him to stay. But there you see the years that we've the first 2 years we lost 1 game. We lost, of course, we're in the national championship. We lost. The second year we come back, we win the national championship, and then after that we just rolling. Of course, in that was season 4, season 5 we got into the Big 12, and we've been Big 12 champions since then. And the good times are still keep rolling. 92-2 record. I believe that might be off. That might be a glitch, if I'm not mistaken. Rivals, of course, we played against our rival, which was, I forgot who it was. I think it was Virginia, because we're technically, this is the Old Dominion team that we swapped out with. And then the top 25, 29-1. So we're looking very sharp in that. And of course, bowl games, 6-1. So as we take a look here at the Alabama job, Nick Saban, thank God, he is finally retired at the age of 72 years of age. He will no longer be the chief or the leader of the Crimson Tide, so I'm sure they're going to be hiring within. Of course, Coach Teddy Bonds, always one of those top names that are considered for that position, but he's not going to go there. He wouldn't do that to us. Maybe another timeline he does that, but nah, not this one. And of course, in Minnesota's got a new head coach. They fired PJ Fleck after not meeting the goals they had set for him. And of course, Coach Teddy Bonds considered one of the rumored candidates there. And of course, he is not going to go, as he is still with our contract. He's still signed on that contract, and he's going to honor it. And so he's going to be around for another, I think he has at least 2 more years on that contract there. So, and of course, I don't think he will be leaving. I think he will probably at some point here retire as a Highland Scotties player. This is his alma mater, along with Nebraska, because this is where he started his playing career as a JUCO kid way back in the day. And of course went on to Nebraska, played at Nebraska, and of course never did go pro, but then spent a couple of years coaching different places, and of course finally got his big job there at Nebraska, and of course had very good success there, and of course other places as well. And of course in this series he's back here with Highland, as Highland decided to be a Division I school. And to take a look here, we're going to go ahead and skip here at some offers here. We're just going to end the carousel coach. I mean, this is one thing I have some really good ideas if they bring this particular mode for the carousel, coaching carousel. For a certain series, I have ideas for some coaches that we've had in this series, along with some new coaches. And players that we've seen in this particular series becoming coaches. I have a pretty good idea of how I want to do it, the way I want to do it. But yeah, this, like I said, I'll talk more about that as we get closer and closer. Probably about 2 months or so before that new college football game comes out, and when we know a little bit more about that game and what you can do as a coach. Because I want to start them off as coordinators, and all have them in the same universe. Let's just put it that way. It'll be a huge series for the channel, and of course that series would bleed into the new Madden game as well. So, but just a little inside information there for you guys. Anyway, as we take a look here at some of the positions that have been filled, there you see, you guys can obviously pause the video and go through those. I'm not gonna go through each one of those, but there you see, you got a couple teams making some moves here. A couple coaches that I did not realize they were still in the series, getting jobs. They're still around, still have their job with the original team. I'm like, wow, you're still there. Like, how in the hell are you not fired yet? There you see Major Applewhite. There you see his, of course, he's a Texas boy. I remember seeing him play back in the day. That's how old I am, you guys. And of course, there you see some other coaches that we just mentioned. Of course, Cincinnati's with the Big 12. This is their first year. And then just some changes there. And of course, I don't want to give too much away what I want to do for that new college football game, but don't be surprised. Do not be surprised Depending on how this season goes in real life in Nebraska, don't be surprised if there's a series next year when the college football game comes out. Don't be surprised if there's a Nebraska series, kind of a redemption series for that, man, because I'm getting really agitated with the way how things are going with Nebraska right now. So yeah, let's just put it that way. I don't know if it's gonna have Coach Teddy Bonds in it. He might have a appearance in it. He may make a cameo of some sorts. He may be a consultant, but there will be I will probably create a brand new coach. It'd probably be a former player from back in the day. That will be the head coach, but nonetheless, we will definitely be having a redemption series for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, because the way how my Huskers have been playing here especially last year, it's just like, ugh, it was so brutal to watch. But as we take a look here, we're just looking at some more coaches here getting hired and fired. And again, you guys can pause the video, check those out here of who's coordinators, offensive coordinators, head coaches. Stuff like that. And like I said, this is a feature in the game I love so much. And of course, at some point here, this game is going to have to be buried. I know a lot of people on YouTube are still playing it, which is awesome. I think it's great. I'm still playing it. But I'm so ready for a new college football game. There's times I get really frustrated with this game because I'd rather play 12 than 12. I think it's 12. 10 and 12 are my favorite two by far. But this one is, there's times I love it, and then there's other times I just wish I can I'm too far deep in this series to give it up. It's like, you bastard, you got me by the balls, and I can't just. I love to get hurt by this game so much, so let's just put it that way. But take a look here, just again, some more coaches here getting hired or getting promoted. And like I said, there's gonna be, we're gonna make some changes here with a lot of the schools. And like I said, this is I'm trying my best to keep it as close as I can, but at the same time, if we can't get some schools in certain conferences, then they might be in a different conference that they can play up to. They have that potential of playing up to, or we'll just keep them where they are. And then I may end up having a lot of the schools. I'm looking right now at possibly changing how the bowls will go, who will get assigned to bowl games. Obviously, if the Pac-12 now the quote unquote the Pac-2 in real life, they may not get an automatic bid to the Rose Bowl. That may just go to anyone. They'll have whoever Big 12 or excuse me, not Big 12, Big 10 will get that honor, or maybe I'll give it to Big 12. But the Big 10 will obviously get that honor automatically. The winner of the Big 12 championship game gets to go there. But the other person, whoever they face, will be just an automatic bid and can go to anybody. But I may end up doing that way. And then same thing with obviously there's going to be 4 teams in the Pac-12 because it's going to be what is it? Cal and Stanford are now in the ACC. I think I didn't say those two names. I think I said Cal, but I don't think I said Stanford. But Cal and Stanford will be in the ACC along with SMU. I did not do that. I kept SMU where they're at, I believe, but I did move Cal and Stanford around. I could be wrong. I'm not for sure. But anyway, the tech or the what is it? Oregon and Washington both. They would go in the Pac. I think I cannot move into the Big Ten because it's already taken. They're already spots taken. So I think they're staying there. And then obviously the two that are actually in the Pac-12, Oregon State and Washington State are there, and then I think number 5 is Colorado. I think I put Colorado there. I was gonna move some of the Mountain West teams over there, but it's just like, no, it's not. No, I kind of like how the Mountain West is set up right now with the teams we got there. Because I do have the right, I have the liberty to change things. But yeah, Scott Frost is still with Nebraska in this game. What the hell? Why have you guys not fired him? But anyway, going on here. Just take a look here at some of the Big 12 schools. We didn't make any changes here. We just, for Highland, we made just extensions to our OC and our DC. We just made, just gave them an extension to stay with the team. And of course, whenever Coach Bonds does retire, we'll probably just upgrade and just have one of them, promote one of them to the head coach. But for right now, he is going to be there. He's going to be there quite a while. And like I said, this series, we're going to play this series as long as we possibly can. We'll try to get many seasons in for this season or for this series. Probably up to the month of May, depending on one. I'm gonna try to get many episodes of this particular series as I can, and try to get through this season, this 8th season, as quick as I can. But for the most part here, I want to try to end this, kind of wrap this all in a nice little bow by May of 2024, because I want to get, I got some, like I said, I've been jotting down some ideas. I've been trying to come up with some different angles and stuff like that for that big series I want to do for the new game, if it happens to come out next year. And I don't think they've even announced the release date yet. So I'm hoping they'll at least announce that here soon. Or if they have, by the time I make this video, they've already done it. Or but whenever the release date is, and I'm sure it'll be in the month of sometime in July of 2024. I want to give myself 2 months, a buffer for 2 months, so I can get things, ready to go, work on graphics, work on all kinds of different stuff that I want to work on for the series. Because like I said, this is a multiple team series, but it'll be featured one team, but it'll be a multiple team and kind of multiple coaches series, spanning over, they'll cross over and bleed over to each other. And of course, like I said, they'll eventually, once the Madden game comes out, then Madden will be a part of it. It's gonna be a big series for this channel, probably a series that I'm gonna really focus in quite a lot of energy in once we get it all going and stuff. So that's one of the big changes coming to the channel. Of course, like I said, that's up next, over the summer of next 2024. But like I said, this series has been a lot of fun. I enjoy playing this series. Like I said, it does give me some headaches at times. I wish I could move this series over to, to College Revamp. If my PlayStation 3 wasn't acting funny, I mean, it still works. It's still functional, but I'm thinking about maybe getting a newer system and transfer everything over. Because there's times where it just does this weird glitchy thing. So I might end up trying to move. I can move my files over because I have a backup file thing on a drive, and I can put it over there. So eventually I'll try to do that and try to move things around, and then maybe put College, update it, the new system, and then try to put College Revamp on there because I really do want to play it. It looks a lot of fun. It looks like all the glitching and it still has some issues with it, but I think for the most part they've done a great job here cleaning it up. It looks really nice, and I wouldn't mind playing the final season of this series on that. And of course, obviously, or I was kind of thinking about putting it on my computer as well, but then I wouldn't have the team. I don't know if I can transfer the PS3 data over to the computer version of the game. I don't think you can. I had to look that up. Let me know down below in the comment section if you can do that. Because if I can, that'd be awesome. If not, then we'll just try it on the PS3 and then just trying to wrap this series up as nicely as we can. Take a look here. Daryl Alexander, the freshman. he is asking for a transfer here. That's shocking. Now, this kind of blew my mind when I was sitting here, recording this stuff, and I had to sit down for a bit. I'm like, are you serious? Why are you wanting to leave us when we need you? Like, he played on both sides of the ball last year. Take a look there. He has interceptions. He was also playing on the wide receiver decision, but he's gotta, you gotta understand, coach, this is a tough decision. He wants to go. So I make another persuasion to try to keep him there, and he's like, I may regret it, but it's the best move for me right now to transfer to school. So he decides to go ahead and transfer. What? Seriously, what? Like, you have a chance to play on this team. So he decides he's going to transfer to Illinois. So I'm hoping that we can get at least in season 9 in, because he won't be, at least in this version of the game. Remember, this is the version where if you transfer, you have to sit out a year. So I'm hoping that once this season gets over with, season 8 gets done with, we can go to season 9, and I'm putting Illinois as the very first game of the season, and I'm gonna make this kid, I'm gonna hurt this kid. So yeah. But take a look here. Miller's going to be going. He's a first-round prospect. Owens, Reggie, he's gone. Reed's gone. Davison's gone. Stanford, that was the backup guy. He is gone. He's in the first round. Fowler goes to the second round. Graham is going to go to the second round. Godfrey goes to the second round. Ouch! That's a huge slap in the face. I mean, he may not have been the top first round. I think if anything, he was mid first round. Maybe, towards the bottom of the first round, but a second round guy, like, he had a pretty good, like the last 2 seasons there, he was playing pretty well, especially that second to last season there, he was putting up some good numbers, and all throughout last year, he was putting up some good numbers. So I don't know, but it's NCAA. Of course, you transfer over to Madden 25, it's different. But Godfrey, he's going. Enjoy Wallace, 4th round for the kicker position there. He is leaving. Rizzo's going to be leaving. He's going to go to the 6th round. That's going to be a good steal for somebody there in the NFL for him. Same thing with Ramirez and for King as well. And, of course, Pope is going to graduate. Dornch is going to graduate. Williams is going to graduate. Jackson is going to graduate. Trevor Flanagan, the fullback there he did pretty well for us. He's leaving. He's graduating. Cross is graduating as well. Banks is graduating. TJ James, one of our best halfbacks there, one of our true blue-collar workers on that line there, going to be going. He's graduating. Blankenship is, wow, I can't believe he's not going to get drafted, but he's going to graduate. And Blanchard as well. Wow. And then Olsen, that's another slap in the face there. Olsen should be going pro, but he's going to graduate apparently. Collins is going to graduate. Barclay is going to graduate. So nice. We got a great graduation class there. So applause to all those guys there. And of course, there you see the final results there. Godfrey does go 2nd round there, so ouch, that hurts. And of course, I do have all the saves, the game saves for this series, for the drafts, and I do have Madden 25. So if I ever want to go back to bringing these players into that world and that and just sim it or whatever I want to do with it, I can always bring those guys back to life in that game. But some of these players you will see in future draft classes for Madden in the future. If not, guarantee they won't be in 23, but possibly maybe in 24. But be more likely it'll be next year's Madden that you'll see some of these players there. So in draft classes, and of course, or just created, just put it in the game as just overall. We'll take a look at some of the other Big 12 schools like Arizona. You see J.J. Alvarez. There you see a linebacker or a left end there that we tried to go after a couple years ago. He is going to go pro. And of course, take a look at some others there. Nick McFadden, the 6th round halfback there, 94 overall, redshirt senior there, who just brutalized us in a lot of games there, running the ball very well. Lynch as well, ran the ball for BYU. Great players there. They're going to go as well, go pro and represent BYU. Let's take a look at Boise. They got 2 tight ends and a fullback going pro. AJ Williams, Wright, and Love are going pro. So congrats to them on that. William Wright. Who's this Love guy? I can't remember who this was. Something. Braden Love, yeah. Tony Russell going to go pro, 7th round, right in. Surprisingly enough, that there's a kid named Terry Wolf. I don't know if you guys have been following my Buffalo Bills series. He's a Kansas player. He was a player that I did not create at all. Terry Wolf. He plays for the Seattle Seahawks there in that Buffalo Bills series, season 2. He was computer generated, and that kid is a fucking beast. Pardon my language, but that kid is a beast in that game. Right now he's struggling. He's got those, he's got a couple games he's struggling, but for Rookie of the Year, he's got a good chance of getting that. So definitely go check out that series as well. Just a little cheap plug there. Let's see, O'Neal going, Fox is going for Virginia, for West Virginia there. A couple K-State players we've seen as well. So now we'll go ahead and look at some of the players that we're trying to get for the future. And these are some of the players that have been locked out of us as we made the final. Got at least one more attempt here to try to bring them in and try to see what we can do. And of course, there you see our XP numbers that we got. We had 5 first rounds. We had 3 second rounds and 4 6th rounds and 1 5th round or something like that there for us. So as we got 15,000 points, we got to try to balance these points out as best we can. I know for a fact that we need offensive, or we need a linebacker, so I'm working on that. Wes Becker is my top pick right there. He's the number 1 tight end in the nation. Carter's number 2, but it looks like by the chances of us getting him are very slim. And then of course Jeremiah Childs as a player there as well, that we really I really like his numbers, what he's got, so we're going to try to go after him. Nate Davis is a player that we have a good shot at getting there. He wouldn't get any playing time this year, but he definitely will be somebody that we can look into for the following year. Gerard Jackson, player, we can't go after him. He's locked us out, which is fine. But then we go ahead and decide we put some more points. So we actually put points on Carter, put 1,000 points on him. He's the 2nd ranked tight end in the nation, as we're, Highland's becoming a tight end U. We've had a lot of good tight ends come through here, play very well, like our guy there, Hunter Cannon, who plays there for the Buffalo Bills for us in our Buffalo Bills series there, who's having a great rookie year. And to take a look, Roosevelt Sears is going to be on our team. Nice. John Wade's going to be on our team. Nate Davis going to be on our team as well. And, of course, Michael Westbecker, the guy I've been going after and I've been just talking about like crazy, is going to be a part of our squad. Now, there's a Dane Westbecker as well, not related whatsoever. That was kind of funny when I seen that on the thing. I'm like, oh, wow, we got another Westbecker. Are they related? Are they from the same area? Nope. No, nowhere near. But, yeah, we're going to have these 2 athlete players here. You see Andre Simmons. We're going to see where he's good at. It looks like he's pretty good at a wide receiver. So we're going to try to work him there in that wide receiver position, as of course, there's a lot of wide receivers that we do have. Also, he looks like he could work as a halfback as well. Defensively, let's see if he. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. Okay, so wide receiver. Okay, so Dane Westbecker, he's from Cottonwoods, West Utah. So we're gonna see where he's good at. Now he has a 75 overall, his current position, and we'll see where that 75 overall is gonna put us at here. So fullback, tight end, Oh, good line. Ooh, he could be a decent line, decent left tackle. Oh, good center. Oh, hello. So we might have a guy here that might be good at pretty much at any offensive lineman position. So let's go ahead and put him at center, and then of course we'll modify this. We'll try to move other guys around and see where these guys end at. Here you see here some of the players. We're gonna move some guys around that have been on the team for a while because we got some areas that were kind of one side of the line is a little stronger than the other with experience. So some of the players that have been on our team for a while now, some are seniors or juniors that are not starters. We're going to kind of move them around and shuffle them into other offensive line positions here to kind of really help us out, and kind of not to mention help them get playing time, because I do occasionally put guys in certain packages, offensive line, offensive packages, and I do move linemen around to get them experience and get them some time to shine on the field. So we're going to be doing that. Of course, we look like we need another left tackle, so we're going to try to move some guys around, move a couple of these guards here, move over to left tackle. Yeah, okay, 75. That's not bad. Just to take some pressure off of playing time wise, and just make sure that we have try to balance it out. As there's at least two people in each position to help us out. Defensively, there you see Manny Jordan, junior red shirt. There, we're kind of see what he's up to here, and maybe try to find some defensive tackles that we have. I think we have quite a few defensive tackles there that can help him out in that left end position. But as you see here, we're just kind of moving guys around, just trying to make sure that we have a balance. We at least have two people occupying a position here, and we're not leaving just one guy there. And hey dude, you're the right tackle, and you're the right tackle for the rest of the year. That's it, that's you. We're not going to do that. So we're going to move guys around, we're going to shift around. And like I said, before we start this series, I am going to be practicing with the team, just to kind of get familiar with the players, as well as try to change some packages around, because I do that every single year. And I'm even thinking about changing some plays as well, changing our custom playbook some, because you got to kind of change it up from year to year, because you don't have the same players, and it's there's some plays, there's some formations that just don't work because you just don't have those. You don't have a particular type of player to help you out with that. So we're going to be changing a lot of stuff. Like I said, this is going to be Coach Bonds. He's talking about there's going to be some huge changes coming through. So yeah, we got a lot of changes coming for this ball club here, because the Big 12's changing. We're getting Oklahoma State's probably our biggest threat for the South. I would even say BYU, or no, BYU's on the north now, or been in the north. But Florida's the Florida school is starting to rise up, and I think Houston is another one. So we got some big contenders there as well. We got Utah now. Cincinnati is one of those nice little schools that can they scared us this past season a little bit. And then of course Iowa State, trying to bounce back and try to get things going there for them, for their team as well. And of course Kansas and Kansas State are in-state rivals as well. Kansas, well, yeah, you guys already know how I feel about that. They've kind of given me gray hairs at times, trying to deal with them, and with them with the new squad they got, and look like they're getting stronger as they go along here. It's gonna that in-state rivalry between the three schools there, gonna make it even tougher. So there you see some changes here. Like I said, we have a huge amount of defensive tackles here. So taking some of these freshmen that we mostly have, we'll keep the seniors, 2 seniors and the junior we have, we'll keep them there. The freshmen, of course, will be swapped around. They will be going to either the left end or the right end of the line, so they can get those experience there. But again, like I said, we're we're gonna be trying new pack. We're putting certain players in packages here. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, two of these freshmen, I can't remember exactly the top of my head, they can play also linebacker position. So we'll test that out as well for during practice and see how they do there in the linebacker position. Now, as I usually do, I do kind of do like a little preview of the season, but we'll probably do a kind of like a what do you call a refresher of the season. I'll show you guys some of the players, some of the new faces on the team, some of the faces you probably haven't seen or heard about since they were freshmen when they first got on the team, and now here they are juniors or maybe seniors now, and they're getting their first time being on the field, playing full time now. So we'll have a little bit of a soft reboot of some of the players here that you recognize. Some of you probably haven't seen for a while, and of course some of our fresh faces that could be future big stars for us, even for this first year they're playing. I mean, they could be a really huge impact for us, for our team, and so and that would be a video right before we start week 1 of this series. And of course, I am so far behind doing this series because originally I was going to start this series back up in right before I went back to work, but with work being so chaotic as of late, I don't even want to get into that. But work has been a little chaotic now since we got a new boss and we got some new things going on and whatnot, and trying to figure out how this night crew, trying to get this night crew going and getting them trained and whatnot. Videos wise has been if you notice here the last be a month now before this video comes out, been kind of scarce, so trying my best to do a lot of videos when I have time, but of course a lot of you guys understand that it's this is I wish it was my primary source of of income, but it's not, so I have to kind of put it on the back burner and get to it when I can. But yeah, as you see, like I said, there's a lot of new faces on this team, a lot of different people that like I said, we got a lot of defensive tackles here that are freshmen. So this will be the first time we'll meet some of these players. Some of them I featured when we did talked about some of the players that we signed over this course of the season last year, and then some of these players were just signed over between when the season ended and of course up till now, and then some of these are walk-ons, and for the most part here I think if I remember correctly, I think we have a total of 65 players in total this season that are playing for us. So this is, for the most part here, it's pretty much anybody can take a job. I mean, I've always said that about these series here. Like, I'm not gonna always start the veteran. If the veteran's not playing very well, the veteran is from week to week just keeps playing, is regressing and not playing well. Hey, we'll put you somewhere else, or we'll put you in a different package, and you won't come out as much. And I'll start a sophomore, freshman if I have to. We start a freshman by the name of Chad Godfrey a couple seasons ago, and he played week 1 and never looked back. He played every game his freshman year, every game his sophomore year, every game his senior or junior year, and then just this last year he stayed for his 4th and final year and played for us. I could easily just say, hey, we're gonna redshirt you your senior year and have you stay here another year, but I didn't do that because the young man is he's a great player, and I've one of the best players out there to help us out, and that's what he did. He did a great job there of helping us out and putting on a great show for us. So but yeah, like I said, that's pretty much what we're gonna try to do here, and try to succeed and try to get things going for us and for this institution here. So as we wrap up here, we see that Aaron Robinson, one of our statesmen here, he is going to be on the team. Adrian Thomas is by far overall wise the best quarterback for us, but of course, like I said, Alex, little brother, Axel Flanagan could be getting that job. He could, he's easily could fight for that job as well. And of course, Walker, I believe he is a freshman. No, he would not be a freshman. He would not be on this list. He's a freshman redshirt, excuse me. So he's been there for a while. And of course, like I said, any job goes. Anybody can go for the, if they want the starting position, they have to prove it. Khalil Carter is with us from Emporia. There you see Robertson and Marcus there as well. Like I said, jobs up for grabs. Bennett doing a great job there. We'll probably move on to tight ends at some point over there to help Bennett out with the fullback position, because I want my fullbacks to be more receiving wise, so we can throw the ball to them. So we're using some of the tight ends. Wide receivers wise, there you see some of the wide receivers. Tight end, there you see Matthew Hicks, who's going to get his first year playing on the field here. He's a sophomore. And of course, Matthews, the other guy here, I believe he's a red shirt player. He's going to be able to play this season as well. And then just take a look here at some of the offensive linemen, and we got a nice couple of pretty nice upgrades there for our offensive line there. I really feel good that our offensive line this year, they might be one of the best offensive linemen out there in the nation by far. I'm more concerned about our linebackers, because we've had great linebackers. We had some great safeties come through here. So that secondary position, the secondary positions there on the field here for us defensively, maybe had to be looked at a lot more here, and really just like I said, try to get those freshmen involved. We're gonna have those growing pains with trying to get those freshmen involved and get them ready to go. But we know what we can do on the field. We know what players can do, what they can do, and what they cannot do. And we're just gonna go out here and just play every game as best as we possibly can. I mean, we're a cardiac team. I like to say a lot of times, we're just, when you think we're dead, hey, we come back from the living and kick the living, stuffing out of you. So, it's gonna be a unique season. Like I said, coming up in the next video, you'll see the custom conferences. We'll talk more about that. Like I kind of already mentioned already, but we'll get more depth about that. Of course, the bowl tie-ins, like I said, for the most part here, I might keep the tie-ins just the way they are, how they have been. But with Pac-12 being the Pac-12, or now the Pac, in this case, in our series here, the Pac-5, we may end up giving up that. We may end up taking that away from them and just let it be an automatic bid type of thing. So whoever represents the Big Ten, their championship winner usually goes to the Rose Bowl, unless they have a chance to go to the national championship. But if they win the Big Ten, then they get an automatic bid to the Rose Bowl, and then it'll be an automatic bid for anybody that has a good record and that wants to play against the Big Ten championship. Or I could give it to the Big 12 and let them have that, and that'd be something they can have, and then give the Fiesta Bowl as an automatic bid to anybody. So we'll I'm going to sit down and think about it and decide what we're going to do. But that's it for this episode. I'm done yammering now about the series. We'll talk more about it. If you guys want to know anything more about this upcoming season with the series and stuff like that, let me know down below in the comment section, and I'll definitely message you what we're going to do if I missed anything I didn't cover in the video. But like I said, we'll talk more about the players coming up in a future video, a preview video of the upcoming season. But the next video, we'll finish off the off season. We'll show you the custom conferences, the tie-ins, and of course who will be playing in the first couple of weeks of the season. and then of course the conference games, and show you guys the team schedule and whatnot for season 8. Cannot wait. That's it for me. As always, guys, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you happen to be new. Hit that bell notification so you guys be notified of this series or any other series here on the channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Discord, and the rest of our social media down below, as well as our Twitch and Kick channels. Definitely go check those out. The links, like I said, are down below. And of course, don't forget to check out our second channel over there with our Stanford Cardinals series over there on the second channel over on ESGNet Plus LP. But that's it for me. As always, go Scottie Nation. Keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you all next time.